take 7,000. Hi guys, my name is Leann and this is my channel where I'm known as Small Town Stitches. Welcome. Today is Flosstube 118 and it is May 26th. It is Sunday. We are at the tail end of May already. I can't believe it at all. May has been crazy and it seems to have flown by for us. So I feel like it should be like May 1st and I like blinked and it's like almost done. So welcome if you are new. I am a cross stitcher, primarily full coverage. However, my love of non-full coverage is also seeming to kind of trickle itself back in, it seems too. So if you are interested in anything like that, consider hanging around. And welcome back to everyone who has been with me for quite a long time. There are some of you who have been around for like 8.5 years since day one and have been through a lot with me. Whether you know it all or not. We hit a milestone and hit 4,000 subscribers, which blows my mind. I don't even know how that's humanly possible. But apparently, according to YouTube, it is. And I just want to say thank you. Like, it's so humbling to me every single time that I upload a video and see the likes and see the views and have people interact with me. It's just, I'm grateful. So I just wanted to say thank you. I meant to come back about 2 weeks ago and film, but like I said, May has just been absolutely crazy. And I just, yeah, flabbergasted. So that didn't happen. So pull up a chair, grab some stitching, grab a drink, a snack. I'm not sure what you're doing right now. Hopefully it's something fun. I did not mean to touch that. Hopefully it's something fun because we've got quite a bit to talk about. I have 4 new starts. I have a lot of projects. There's these ones up here have to come down too at some point, but I have no space around me right now to put them. So yeah, let's get started. Okay. I moved my microphone to my other side. My husband's at work. He is actually finishing a 36-hour shift. He will be coming home around dinner time tonight. So I have the dogs and my daughter downstairs right now. So I put the microphone on so you're hopefully picking me up more than like my house noises. And my hair keeps touching it. So I apologize. All right. So first project up, we're going to just talk about my focus piece, and that is Beginner T-Rex. It is a Heaven and Earth designs, and this is charted by David Penfound. I constantly get the artist for my Building Dreams and my artist for Beginner T-Rex Attack. Like, I always mix them up, so I always have to stop and think. So I'm going to insert a picture of where it was last video for you guys. I did end up getting a page finish, so I took a picture of where that was, what it looks like as a whole piece after I finished that page for you. And since then, I've started another page and I'm about halfway through. So this is where we are now. We've started yet another dinosaur. So this is what this one looks like. So far this month, I've put 6,352 stitches in this month. This piece right now takes me longer than I would like to admit, because there is a lot of confetti, especially in these trees. Trees look beautiful stitched, However, I'm not going to lie, stitching them, especially full coverage trees, are a lot of confetti. If you don't know what confetti means, it's just the little scattered stitches everywhere. It could be like one stitch of a color here and that's it. That's all that there is around, just that one stitch, or one stitch here and one stitch here, you know. So you're constantly changing things. So I have finished this diagonal on this page and I'm starting another one. I typically do a lot of my full coverages in diagonals. It works for my brain. And I don't miscount that much that way. So the biggest thing with full coverage is just simply finding what works best for you, whether it's in diagonals, whether it's in columns, whether it's in rows, block by block, extreme cross stitch, which blows my mind because I can't do that. So this is where we are at. I have this little snippet of a page to do after this, and then this row is complete. And then after that, I have 5 full pages left to go, which is the row underneath. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 partials. So we're getting there. This piece is currently sitting at 65.89%. So my goal is to have this done by December 1st so I can frame it and give it to my daughter for Christmas. She knows about this piece. Actually, she picked this piece out originally, but she doesn't know I'm trying to get it done by Christmas for her. However, that being said, because of being sick in March and just having days I just don't want to do it because I'm a little bit burnt out on this, my stitch count is now at like 315 stitches I have to do a day. Some days I can get it done no problem. Some days I can't. So we'll see. It may not be done by December 1st, but even if I can like measure it and have the frame picked out and just even slap it in like, you know, a week before, that would work too. So this is where I'm at right now on my beginner T-Rex attack. One down. All right. So the order I have things in here is not going to be the order I probably end up pulling. I'm just literally going to pull things and be done with them and move them out of the way. All right, next up. This, I know what this one is because I know what's in this bag. This is Butterfly Rose Cross. This is the no background version. It also is a Heaven and Earth design, and its artwork is by Bridget Ashwood. I think I have a picture of where this was last time. I am doing mine on 20 count Simply Navy and the light version from Dying for Cross Stitch. This will not be the only time you hear me talk about Dying for Cross Stitch. I love Kathy and her fabrics. I think she is an amazing dyer. So this was this a new start for this year? Yes, it was. It was a new start in March. So my goal on this was to do 2.5%. And I'll show you where it is. That's my goal, to get it to 2.5%. This is where I am now. This is the color where it's true to color right here. So I know it'll blow it in when I bring it up. So this is where I'm at on my Butterfly Rose Cross now. I did 831 stitches on this month, and I got it to 2.5%. So I'm super excited. It is now going back into my regular whip wheel. I have a wheel. I've been doing wheels for years, and kind of generally spin my wheel and pick my project and just go from there. So that way I know they're all being worked on. So this is where we're at right now. This is the center, and then this is the piece that's kind of coming off of the center or the top of the cross. So very happy about this. I have noticed though, this is dark enough and I don't have a super, super strong light in my family room, that it is a little bit hard to stitch on at night. Nothing against the fabric. It's gorgeous. It's just my eyeballs and when they're tired. So loving this, and I'm really enjoying the fact that it is the no background, because if you saw in the original picture, this in the actual piece was all going to be stitched, and I have way too many pieces to just stitch a background when I can get a beautiful fabric that can do it for me. So I have to rotate pieces here soon. So that piece is already sitting at 2.51%. All right, next is a gigantic piece. We actually, I did some math the other day to figure out what my largest full coverage is, and this is second running. It's not my largest. Building Dreams is my largest, but this is my second. This is Sea Villains. This is by Jerry LaFaro. It is a Heaven and Earth Designs. I originally started this with Angie, who is Angie Slowly Crafts, and Mama Carmen, who is here on Instagram. And we were originally going to do this for Mama Carmen's birthday, I believe. And then she couldn't start it with us. And she did message me the other day that she is finally starting, so I'm so excited. But Angie and I started upon her insistence. And then Tanya from Stitching Addicted is also stitching this as well. So there's quite a few of us kind of all stitching, at least Tanya, Angie, and I are all stitching it differently. So it's kind of cool because Angie's top right, I'm top left, and I'm not really sure. Tanya had to restart hers again. I'm not really sure what area she's starting in right now, but you get kind of three different views from the same piece. So this was a 5% goal. Currently, my goal is to at least get it to 2.5% because it is so large, and I'm really missing some of my other whips. But that said, it'll still get spun and still get worked on. My goal is just to get it to 2.5% now. So anyways, I got 1,000 stitches on it. So this is where it was, my whole mouth yapping the whole entire time. And this is where it is now. So working on this diagonal, I am doing this one a little bit different. Normally I do diagonals across by page. This piece I've started into page 2 for my diagonal. So page 1 ends about here. So a lot of this light stuff is on page 2. So I've just started from 2 and continuing on. So this is where I'm at so far. That's more true to the coloring. It kind of blows it all when you bring it in. So I'm just literally stitching ocean. So that's where I'm at. This one is on a 20 count, 1/1 full cross with CXC. I'm never saying never, but my brain doesn't really compute half stitch. It just doesn't register. My brain is like being finished. So, and I am envious of everyone who can do half cross stitch because it does speed the piece up because you're only doing half the stitch, but my brain just can't do it. This Sea Villains is at 1.84% right now. So we're getting there slowly but surely. All right, next up, there's not a lot to show you for this piece, but I'm going to do it anyways because I worked on it. This is my oldest piece. I started it in 2019. And I finally decided that it needs to be done, and there's a whole lot of stuff that has been done on this piece. So this is Halloween Night by Tilton Crafts. And there's a lot to say. So anyways, I brought this out on Wednesday. On Wednesdays, Alicia started a thing that's Oldest Whip Wednesday. And I figured I'm going to try and start doing it, even if I only put 100 stitches in, because 100 stitches for every single Wednesday is still 400 stitches, which is better than 0, because this is the first time I've touched this piece this year. This is where I'm at. I literally just was working in this diagonal. Like I said, I got 105. Let's give those 5 extra stitches some credit. However, this is on a 20 count, 2 over 1 full cross is what I originally started with. Look at this. Look at that carrying. Nobody's going to see the back. It doesn't matter. So I contemplated restarting this, but I was afraid if I restarted it with as much done as I have, I wasn't going to redo it. So I have decided I'm going to crop this piece by quite a bit. And I mean quite a bit. So I'm going to insert the full version of this piece. And now I'm going to insert what I cropped mine down to. So according to my pattern keeper, this piece, because I marked off what I'm not doing, this piece is now at 73.76%. So I'm going to show you my pattern keeper. Hopefully the glare isn't insane, and hopefully I don't drop it. So this is Halloween Night's piece. This right here we go. And this is what I have done, okay? All of this is what I'm cutting out. I'm cutting almost half of the piece out. 1, 2, 3 pages and a sliver of a partial is what I'm cutting out. So I only have 2, 4, 6 and some little partials to do. Now, the primary reason is I do like the entire piece, so I'm going to cut it right after the house. Is where I'm going to cut it. I do, like I said, like the entire piece. However, it is 20 count, 2 over 1, which is really bulky to me. And I didn't want to scrap it at all. So this was my alternative instead of scrapping the piece, because I was at like 29%. So yeah, it's being cropped and it's going to be worked on every Wednesday, hopefully, for Oldest Whip Wednesday. All right, what do I have up? So I guess we're going to start talking new starts, because that's all I still have down here. I'll have to grab some more. So on the 1st of May, Angie, Alicia, Rainey, and I decided we were going to start reading or listening to the Fellowship of the Ring together. So every day during the week we do a chapter. We're almost done with the Fellowship of the Ring already. We just finished Lothlorien, the chapter of Lothlorien. So on the 1st we started, it was going to be any Country Magic Stitch any Country Magic Stitch chart that we bought a couple videos back of Lord of the Rings. So I wanted to do mine in order of the books. I didn't buy Shire because if you stick around, I have a giant Shire painting piece I'm doing. They don't have Bree. The next up was Rivendell. So that's the piece that I started with. Y'all don't laugh at all. Let me pull it up right now. I'm actually pulling out my pattern keeper too, so I can give you guys percentages. So I did, and I put a whopping 322 stitches in on my piece. And this is all I got. 2 different shades of gray. So this is where I'm at on my Country Magic Stitch chart right now. I'm doing 1 over 1 on 20 count with this, and it's at 1.47%. So yeah, this is nice because when you're dealing with a ton of confetti, this is block stitching. So yeah, and look at, like, I bought I think they're 1/8. So these, please don't mind, I don't iron until I frame or do whip braids. So this is the top of the piece, and they're not going to be super big. So I don't even think it's that long. But that is start number 1 for May. At the end of April, I decided I was going to start one of my Harry Potter Country Magic Stitch charts. And I let my daughter pick which one it was going to be, even though I fully knew which one it was going to be based on just my daughter. So I started Diagon Alley on April 27th. Hopefully you're having a picture of where it was. I put 452 stitches in this in April. And I put 311 in so far in May. I did stitch on this on May 2nd because that was International Harry Potter Day. So you have to stitch on something Harry Potter, of course. So this is where this one is. It's really hard to see. Oh, you can see it pretty decently. I'm not worried about it because you won't see this fabric when it's framed. So I just did it because I had it at hand at home. So this is where we are. So I have sky. I have the start of one of the buildings. And this is currently at 4.10% already. Just this little thing. I have noticed with black stitching, for me personally, I do tend to get bored sometimes. I don't like extreme confetti and I don't like extreme black. So what I will do is I'll grab a strand and I will put a strand of like this white. When that runs out, I grab a strand, pick another color, do a strand of that. So I kind of am doing like black stitching, but I'm bouncing around to give myself variety, and I've noticed I need that. So that was a start at the end of April. Okay. Another new start for, I guess, a tiny bit of haul. Let me pull this one up now. So I was talking to Vonnie. She showed me a piece that she was going to be starting on Mother's Day, and I have been looking at this piece for quite a long time. And finally bit the bullet. I bought it, and this is Kingdom of Books. I bought it on Etsy. It's so beautiful. I believe it comes in a kit as well. I did not get the kit. I did it myself. So I did not start it on Mother's Day. I started mine on May 18th because I needed fabric for it. So I was waiting for that to come in, and it did. And I'm using Dying for Cross Stitch 20 count in Tanglewood in their light version. A lot of times on Dying for Cross Stitch you can pick a light, medium, and a dark. So that's what the light version means. So again, I started it on the 18th. I am going to crop a little bit out of this piece and I'll explain. But here is where I got to. So I'm starting the bottom, and this is book 1, the blue book. That's where I got to. This is 20 count 1/1 with like CXC/DMC that I just pulled from Stash. So that was really cool to pull. Just pulled from Stash. Anyways, I am really, really liking this piece. If you look, I'll put a picture of it back up. At the top, where it looks like wood, that is all stitched. I am not stitching all of that on top. Plus, I think there's no need because I have this pretty, so I'm not stitching all that. I'll have to figure out when I get to the top of the books where it gets cut around it and stuff like that. I was going to omit the bottom brown. However, some of the books are different. Like some of them sit lower than other books, and I just think it needs that bottom piece to tie them in. So I won't be stitching the black stitching at the top, but I will be doing the one at the bottom. So my percentage may be a little bit askew like it is for Halloween night because I'm going to be doing some of that later on. I have a little while though till that goes, obviously. But currently this is at 0.59%. So I did the same thing kind of that I was explaining with Diagon Alley for this piece. There's 3 different browns so far in this bottom. And like I said, I kind of get bored. So I took a strand, worked it, grabbed a different color, took another strand, worked it. So that's why mine kind of looks the way it does. But I'm really liking this. This is really fun. I can't wait to get back to this piece. So that was new start number 2 for me. All right, let me mark some stuff off. I have to, because otherwise I get confused. And I don't know if I said, but I did 404 stitches on books so far, Kingdom of Books. Okay, next up, laying next to me, I have 2 daily 30 pieces that I randomly decided to make them daily 30 pieces in the month of April. So first up was a restart from the Shannon Christine 2023 Christmas Club. I'll insert a picture of what that was. I had started it last summer, I believe. So I had started it in summer of 2023, last year, and stopped because I have my start here. So this is what I started it on, this beautiful hand-dyed fabric. However, the white doesn't really pop, like in person at all. So this is the word rides, but you can't see it unless like I bring it in, and even then it's a little bit harder. So I wasn't happy. As you can see, I didn't even finish the piece or the block. So I put it away and decided I was going to restart it. So I restarted it and made it a daily 30. So I bought an 18 count vintage country mocha, just from 1-2-3 Stitch. I was originally stitching it with the over dyed floss that she charts it in. However, on the restart, I am doing it with the DMC alternative instead. And this is where I'm at. So much better. So I finished the first block and I'm starting the candy cane like border. So I am so much happier with this restart, and I'm so thankful that I did. I generally don't like to restart things. If I have to restart, usually it's just a scrap. I'm not doing it again. So yes, I believe there's 9 blocks in this piece, so I have 8 more to go, and the one next is a candy cane block. So this is where we're at. Love this piece. So that, doing it as a daily 30, which daily 30 is just simply stitching on it for 30 minutes a day. I have put in 2,354 stitches on that so far, just by 30 minutes a day. Okay, my next up I decided was my Advent, which I want done by Christmas so we can use it. So this is where it was, because this piece was previously started. Let me move this up. If you hear singing, my daughter came upstairs and apparently she's singing in her bedroom. So yes, I'm so excited. This piece is so close to being done. So I'm just going to show you where it was. And this is where we are. So, since we have made it a daily 30, we have finished blocks 17, 18, 19, and 20, 21, 22. We have 23 and 24 to go. So if you look at the original, they have this Merry Christmas banner thing at the bottom, and I didn't like it, like at all. So what I have decided to do instead is I'm going to completely take that out. Like you can see here, and I just moved that bottom border up so it'll match the sides and the top. And then instead what we're going to do, instead of counting down like cross off day 1, cross off day 2, we're going to count backwards. So what I plan to do is the same thing I did with my country cottage. I will frame this. We will use an Expo marker on the glass, and we can count down to Christmas and just mark them off. I think it's going to be super cute, and it comes off super easy. So 9 times out of 10, on the 24th, you're going to mark the 24th off because you have 24 days left till Christmas. So that's our plan. We're going to go backwards and count it, and I'm excited. I'm so excited. So next video, this will be a finish that you guys will see. I will have another finish. I think that's my favorite thing about non-full coverages is you get finishes. So working on block 23, which I believe is a mug of hot cocoa, and then I don't remember what 24 is off the top of my head. So this is like a gray, blue, whatever from 1, 2, 3 stitch, and it's an 18 count. So I'm doing it 2/1. So exciting. I've gotten 2,224 stitches on that piece this month. So 30 minutes a day add up, y'all. They absolutely do. Okay, let me readjust and we'll be right back. Okay, 4 more. Like I said, these are not in the order that I've worked on them at all. So next is Hobbit Hole. This was at the end of April. And it's a chart on Etsy. I am doing mine on 18 count and Murky Waters from Dying for Cross Stitch. Let me find out where I was. Okay. And I got 447 stitches put in on it. So this piece is currently sitting at 9.02%. So this is, I think I have a picture of where it was. Hopefully I put that in already because, you know, here's where I am now. So this piece again blows out. This is what the piece looks like of fabric, but when you bring it in, it blows it out. So this is where I'm at. Just filling in little bits by little bits. I do the same thing, kind of just grab a strand because there's multiple different colors in this piece. So I'm stitching this 2/1 on 18 count. So fun. If you are new here and you can't tell, I like Lord of the Rings a lot. A lot. Okay. So this was from last month when I had finished all my goals and I spun a thing and let my whip wheel pick a project. I picked this one also, and this is Mini Sunflower Cottage. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs. Its artwork is by Donna Gelsinger. Hopefully I have a picture of where it was. And here we are now. So this piece is sitting at 14.21% now. Super wrinkly, but I'm loving it. I got only 325 stitches, but 325 stitches is still better than 0. So love it. Love the flowers coming in too. So super happy. And this is, again, I think this is the same fabric that I actually am doing Advent on. So it's just that like blue whatever from Zweigert from 1, 2, 3 stitch. All right, 2 more. Next up is another goal that I have hit. Nope, it isn't. Was it? Stand by for 5 seconds. It is. It is my other one. Not completely losing it. This is Mini Nativity. This is a Heaven and Earth design also by Donna Gelsinger. It is part of my 5% by 25 goals for this year. So I'll show you where I put a picture of where it was. I got 986 stitches in on this piece. And here we are now. So again, I took this into page 2 and started working down. So this is where we're at. If you stand back, the palm tree really pops away from it. Not so much when you're bringing it up to your face, but if you stand back and look at it, you can definitely see it way better. And that's, I think, where the 3-foot rule comes in with a lot of these full coverages. Because when you get super close to them, they kind of look distorted. But when you stand back. So I'll bring it in though so you can see it. This is stitched on a 22 count 1/1 full cross with DMC. And again, it is my first 5% goal hit. So it goes into my normal whip wheel. Last piece that we have to talk about. I told you it was a lot. I apologize if this video is a hot mess express this time. My brain's a hot mess express right now though. So for Rainy's birthday this year, she decided instead of doing a new start that if we were willing and wanted to participate, that she would pick one of our whips that we had to work on her birthday. So she picked Mini Yield Kitchen. This is by Ciro Marchetti. It is a Heaven and Earth Designs as well. And I haven't stitched on this piece at all this year. There's so many pieces I haven't gotten to touch because my goals. We'll talk about that in plans. So I pulled it out on her birthday and decided that I was going to do it for 2 days because I didn't want to stop after the first day. So this is where I started on this piece. And this is where I got to. Like I said, only 357 stitches. It's at 9.63% right now. So I think most of it was just working again in diagonals to try and get it done. So I love this piece. This is an 18 count, actually, 2/1 full cross. So this was a Michael's Aida, which is like a carpet. It's really thick, but if you want Michael's Aida to be soft, you have to wash it, I've noticed, because now it moves and it's not crinkly. Like, you need to wash it. It's so starched. So this is where I'm at though. Love it. Can't wait to get it back out. I also noticed that I've said that about quite a few pieces. Okay. Those 700 pieces are my pieces so far. I have one more new start, and it is in this firefighter project bag that I have made. So you've got the flames inside and you've got all this stuff here. I love making my own project bags, and I use fusible fleece interfacing on mine, so that gives them more of a structure and a little bit squishy. I want to experiment possibly on putting a strip of the fabric down here also, so it's just like a window instead of the whole thing, but I don't know. I also work full time, and I'm a wife and a mom and everything else. So in this piece, I'm trying to get it out like I'm going to show you something, is my new start that I'm starting tomorrow, and that is by Tilton Crafts, and it is called One to Rule Them All, and it, shocking, is a Lord of the Rings. So with this piece, I have been wanting to do something. I had the map. I was going to do the map, but it was massive. I don't have space for that, or the hands to hold it, or the patience to work on something for 30 years. So I scrapped it, but it really bothered me because I really wanted something, and then I found this one. So it's not kitted yet. Because the whole top left corner, half the first page, half-ish, it goes up like up a diagonal. The second page is all 310. So guess what I'm going to be doing? 310. So, yeah, I'm going to be starting that tomorrow with Susanna, who is here on Instagram, or not Instagram. I'm talking like I'm posting this on Instagram. She's here on YouTube also. So we're going to be starting this tomorrow. I should probably fray check stuff my edging. I should do that today at least. Fray check is awesome if you don't want to serge or sew, just to let you know. You can get it on Amazon. So that's my last new start for May. Everything's falling. Let's see. Let's talk. I've received a couple gifts. I did post one. It was completely unexpected. Actually, gifts usually are. From Becca, who is Sambry Stitches. She had sent me something. I'm going to insert this picture because it's downstairs and I didn't bring it to you. And it is a beautiful coffee cup with like different words around the side. So like kindness, and then it says a Bible verse where it talks about it. Courage, it says a Bible verse where it talks about it. It's beautiful. I was completely caught off guard when it came in. So Becca, I know I've already told you quite a few times, but thank you. One of my love languages is giving gifts. I love to give gifts to people. I don't receive gifts very well, but it's one way to show I care is by gifting things to people. So, another one, this came like literally right after I posted this other video, was a package, and it came from Kaylee Tent Stitch from her shop. And I was like, I didn't order anything. But in there, it was sent to me by Vonnie, who is Thread the Needle. And it is a piece of fabric. So I came in and it looks like this. That is pretty true to color. And I was like, that's pretty. I'm like, what made you want to do that? So I opened it in pickup line, mind you. So I opened it and literally squealed. I squealed. It has the elvish ring, the one ring to rule them all, printed on the fabric. Like, can you even? It's so amazing. So I was trying to figure out what the heck I can put on this thing. And I've come up with, when I bought my Hobbit hole and stuff, I got this freebie thing I could pick out. And I chose the Hobbit like font. And I have two ideas. And one is to put a D, just a D in the middle of it for our last name. And the other is to put an L because that's what my first name starts with. So I think I'm going to do it. So please, can I get your feedback? Number one, would you do the L for my first name or the D for my last name? And then two, what color would you stitch it in? Doesn't matter if it is variegated, if it is DMC, non-DMC, an overdyed, doesn't matter. So just leave me your feedback. Should I put an L or a D? And then what color should I do it in? Because it's on this like dark, there we go, dark mauvey purple. I think that's what I'm going to do with it. So thank you again, Vonnie. I'm so excited. We are in the process of, we're going to be moving rooms. So my craft room will also be like my craft room / my work area. It's going to just be my space. And then the room that we were using as our office and workout area will be kind of moving stuff. So this is the smallest room in our house that I'm sitting in right now that I was using as a craft area. But I also have like right next to me is a drum set. It's my daughter's. So I have like a craft corner. So in here, we're going to move the treadmill and all that stuff and make it like a little workout room. And then all the music equipment is going down into the bigger room because there's a lot of it. So, all right, last two things of haul. Three things. I got some more of these magnetic ties that I swear by, and it is the Smart and Cool brand from Amazon. I love these things. I use them on every single one of my pieces. I bought a Nerd hoop to try. This is actually number 2. The other one's in one of my project bags already. I need to try it on Ada. I've noticed on my 22 count, maybe it's just how I put them in. I typically put it in and then I like pull my fabric. I know I probably just gave a lot of people a freaking stroke. You can't do that with the 22 count because it distorts it the way it is. So I want to try it on my 20 count or my 18 count for these instead and see how those work. But this is the number 3, which I think it's the medium size, which is good because I can't do Q snaps because it hurts my wrist because it's so heavy. So yeah, I bought that. And then I bought one other piece of fabric from Dying for Cross Stitch when I ordered the stuff for Kingdom of Books. And this was her May fabric of the month that she posts, and I bought a fat quarter, which looks like this. And I think it's beautiful. So kind of closer in, it's just this, I don't know, I think it's gorgeous. I love the way she does her fabric of the month. So if you ever want to, she should post it probably for June here coming up in a couple weeks or a week or two. But it's listed on her website. She shows you the color. So like this was May. She showed you the color. Oh, I like that color. So then you go in there and then you just order it. Whether you like linen, even weave, or Aida. And then that's how she does it. You aren't just being surprised or you're getting it and like, oh, I don't like this, or I won't stitch on this color or whatever. Or I wish I would have gotten multiples of this or this count. You can do that. Oh, I love the way she does it. So I can't say enough good things about Kathy and Dying for Cross Stitch. I love her fabrics, and her customer service is amazing. So that is that. I forgot to show a chart that I had bought last time, and this is Minnie Checking It Twice. This is a Heaven and Earth Designs. I had bought this with a gift card that was given to me from Christmas. And I'm excited because I love Christmas and I really love Donna Gelsinger stuff. So is that it? Oh, and my last thing I bought was a big old thing of fusible fleece interfacing, which I use for my project bags, and I'm out. So like I couldn't make one right now if I wanted to for anything. So yeah, that is all for my haul. So now we're going to move into life and plans. So I guess we'll hit some plans first so you don't have to stick around for the life if you don't want to. Okay. So I've already talked about cropping Halloween night. So I think I lightly hit on that Sea Villains and Building Dreams, they were in my 5% by 25 goal. They are now being moved to a goal of 2.5%. So the same as like my new starts. Primarily for the reason of they're my largest pieces and it would be a lot. Do I want to see them to 5%? Yes. It's kind of secretly still a goal, but I'm not putting so much pressure on myself to get them to 5%. I'm missing my other whips. Like you've heard me talk for like kitchen and stuff. I haven't touched a lot of my pieces yet this year because I've been so focused on my goals. That's not okay for me. I started all these pieces for a reason, right? Like I have over 30 whips because I like them, right? It's better for me to just start them and work on them little by little than to never start them and have them sit and wish I did. So, what I'm doing right now is once my goal is complete on them, however long that takes, then they get moved into the regular wheel and they just get spun. So until those goals are done, they'll stay on a separate wheel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin my wheel and work on a goal. And then I'm going to go to my regular wheel and spin from there and pick a whip that it's not part of my goals that I gave myself for this year, and go back and forth. And as I finish pieces that are my goal pieces, they get removed from there and onto my normal whip wheel. So the whole goal is eventually I'll just be spinning my normal whip wheel. I will not be making this many plans for myself next year. It won't happen. I can't do it. Between having this focus piece and all these 2.5% and 5% goals I gave myself, it's too much. And I miss my other stuff. Okay, so I'm UFOing a piece officially. And that is my farmer's market piece. I still love this piece so much, and it was hard. I looked at the mini and I thought about switching to a mini, but you just lose so much detail, and it's just not a piece that you can lose that much detail in because there's just so much going on. When my tablet crashed and we were importing everything back over, that piece, something with the file in it, it'll import into Pattern Keeper, but you can't search symbols or anything, so you can just do grayscale. And with a piece that large, I mean, that piece is like 500,000 stitches. I'm not doing it. I was on the fence for it in the first place because it was so big. And I think this was kind of the sign that I needed that it's just no. So unfortunately, farmer's market will be UFO'd. And I'll just use that fabric for something else. I have one in a serious timeout right now, and I'm going to get hate for this, and that is churches. I don't know if I will officially UFO churches or not, so if you don't see me stitching on it, that is why. It is massive, and I mean massive, and it's not massive this way, it's massive this way, and I just don't have a ton of wall space. A lot of this stuff will more than likely be, my pieces will be like in my area. I don't know. So I have thought about, I think it was actually Angie's idea of finding my favorite church and just cropping that section, which I kind of like that idea. I just have to figure out where the line actually would be, the stopping point. So I may do that. So like I said, it's a UFO for now. I'm not saying I'm completely getting rid of it. I need to kind of brainstorm and kind of think of what I want to do for that, but you won't see it for a little bit because I got to figure some stuff out in my head. Okay, so last thing I wanted to announce before I go into life is we have a new start coming up on I believe it's June 20th. And that is a beautiful place. This is by Stitches So Beautiful on Etsy, and it is gorgeous. There is quite a few of us starting this. I don't want to list everybody because I will forget, and then I will make someone feel bad, and that is the last thing that I want to do. So if you are interested, shoot me a message on Instagram, and I started a group, like a Stitchy chat for everyone that is interested in doing this piece. There is quite a few people that have been suckered in by yours truly. I'm really good at convincing people to start projects. I'm not the queen of starts. There's no way I don't have that many people or that many things. I think honestly the queen of starts this year in like my friend group is either Angie or Alicia. I'm the queen of convincing you to start something, though. That I am. So, it's available on Etsy. I'll try to leave the link for the chart below. And if you would like to be added to the group, just let me know. Because I can't wait to see everybody start and see the different ways that you're going to stitch it and all that stuff like that. I think it's going to be so much fun. So, yeah. That's all for plans. So, I'm going to move into a little bit of life update. So, life. Brent's schedule has been kind of crazy. It's summer, so everyone's kind of like asking people to do different shifts. So he did a 36-hour shift last week. He's doing a 36-hour shift this week. So we are more than ready for him to come home tonight. But work is going good for him. Yeah, one of the hospitals that was on diversion for having their system hacked, which makes me giggle. And it was a nationwide thing. So they finally opened up, which is the closest hospital to us. So his fire page just went off again. So that is good because now he's not having to drive so far to take people to the hospital. So yeah, work has been good for him. It's been consistent. He's doing well. Bella is gearing towards the end of school. We have next week and then, or this coming week now, and then she ends school on the 6th. So what is that? 4 days this week, 8 days of school left. Yep. And that's including field day, and the last day is a half day. And so I can't believe that my kid is almost done with 3rd grade. So we had her spring concert. That went really well. 3rd grade is the recorder. But I have to say, it was actually really good. They did really, really well. They did like 9 or 10 songs. Each song was like 15, 20 seconds long, like little snippets of things. And like hot cross buns, buns cross hot, which is the same thing, only backwards, all this stuff like that. So that's what the 3rd grade spring recital was. They did really well. Last week she had her last field trip, which was to a local YMCA, like outside Camp Kopnakonic. And she had a blast. She said it was the best one that they've had so far. And I think it's because of the little things that it was. It was boring as a parent. Like I thought they could have done more. But they did, like, they had a bunch of reptiles. So the kids got to, like, they would bring them out and the kids got to pet them and, like, hold, like, the animals and stuff like that. And what else did they do? They did that. And then they taught the kids, like, how to make a fire. And then they got to do s'mores. And then they did, like an obstacle course thing. And weird enough, we found out with her group of 3rd graders, they did better not verbally communicating, not talking. They seem to work things out better that way. Crazy, but it's true. So yeah, it was a long day, lots of walking. But she had so much fun. So I'm so glad that we were both able to go with her for that. So yeah, she's all gearing towards the end of school. She came home last week and she was like, Mom, my teacher said we're not doing spelling tests anymore this year. And I was like, I don't know if that's a present more to you or a present to your parents, mainly Mom, that we don't have to try and like remember to study for them and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's just been, I can't believe that 3rd grade's almost done. Her teachers are phenomenal. I told them that on the field trip that they're saints. These 2 ladies are amazing. And her English, like they split it. So her homeroom teacher they have them the first half of the day and she goes to another teacher for like the second half of the day for like English and like all that stuff like that. But she has passed a love of reading on to Bella that she did not have before going back to school. And like she can't get enough books and can't get her hands on enough books. And I told her that and she just started crying. But I'm like as a parent, thank you, because I mean my kid will turn off the TV to go read a book and it's pretty amazing. So me, I've been dealing with some stuff a lot. I try to internalize a lot of things. First thing is I went back to my dentist, talked to him. I went to a different dentist, requested a different dentist, as I've been having a lot of pain ever since I had a crown done, and I can't eat or drink cold things on my left side. And they said they thought I needed a root canal. So I was not happy. So I requested a different dentist, told the hygienist what was going on. She was not happy. So then I told the dentist this, and he was even more not happy. So he's like, this is going to cause you some pain, but I need to figure out what's going on. So he used like cold water and air and was hitting like different spots on the tooth and then moved to the one behind. And then he said, good news, your crown's fine. Your crown's not bothering you at all. And I was like, he said, it's the filling of the one they did behind it. They did them both at the same time. He said, that's where your pain's coming from. So he said, they did like the grind paper, whatever it's called. And he said what it looked like is it was hitting high. So like they didn't file the filling down at all. So it was like grinding when I would try and chew. So he fixed that for me. Told me to give it like 3-4 weeks, see if it goes down, because, you know, the tooth has to deal with it and then the inflammation underneath has to kind of like chill out. So fingers crossed. He said if that doesn't take care of it, then we'll go the next step. So I have it in my chart specifically that I would prefer to stay with him as my dentist because he was just very, very good. So there's that. And then we've had a lot of stress at work. So for a beautiful present that our supervisor gave us for Nurses Week. Nurses Week, if you don't know, is the same week as Teacher Appreciation Week. It's both the same thing. She let all of us nurses pick a day that we would get half a day off, but we didn't have to use our PTO for it. It was our present. We got a half day off paid. Amazing. Like, so excited. So they had all worked it out apparently and what days worked best for them while I was picking my daughter up, and then they didn't realize that I wasn't there. So we talked about it afterwards, and everybody had a day. I was off that Tuesday because I had Bella's stuff too. So they're like, is Friday okay with you? And I was like, yeah, Friday is great with me. And then afterwards I realized it was perfect because Bella had a half day of school. So Monday rolls around that one of the nurses is supposed to be leaving at 1, for their half day. So I got a phone call asking if I wanted to go instead. And long story short, I don't need to get into it and all this stuff. Told them I couldn't take that day. Couldn't switch them because my daughter had a half day. Like, it just worked perfect. And normally I'm the person, like, I wouldn't care. Sure. So I ended up getting hung up on, which really upset me. And then that led into it being taken out on other nurses, and the supervisor got involved. And because after 2 weeks of no communication from this nurse, just getting on whenever they felt like it, like not doing stuff and like letting all of us hang out to dry pretty much, the supervisor got involved. It still didn't work, so the next got involved and kind of asked at everybody else what was going on. We're still dealing with this, y'all. We got our nurse back from maternity leave, though, so that's been amazing last week. So it's just been a lot. And then I noticed 2 weeks ago I'm losing my hair again. It's making me emotional, sorry. So, if you're new, I lost over half my hair after COVID in 2021, about 2 months afterwards. And they called it post-COVID hair loss. Well, this time I couldn't figure out what. And the only thing I can think of is either stress or like a letdown, because you can lose a lot of hair when you're on steroids. And I was on steroids in March for pneumonia. I was on steroids in 2021 for my COVID too. So I haven't been to my doctor in 3 years. So I'm going on Wednesday morning to go talk to my doctor. So fingers crossed that she listens to me, and we can kind of figure it out. Even if she does tell me, like, yes, it's steroids or stress or whatever, like, I just want to be listened to. Because I can't, like, this is all the hair on my head now. So it's pretty bad. I can't, like, if I pull it all back, it looks like a fan because it's all broken. Like, it's just every time I shower. Actually, I'll put a picture in. This is the amount of hair every time I shower, and then not to mention the amount of hair that I lose. It just like literally falls out of my head constantly. So, and then on Wednesday, 4, I'm going to get my hair cut, and I'm probably going to do it to my collarbone. I really was trying to grow my hair out again, which I was trying to do that after COVID too, or before COVID when I had to get my hair cut then too. And I was like, apparently I just am not allowed to tell myself I can grow my hair out because something happens and I lose my hair. So, I'm sorry. I didn't think I was going to cry. But, it's hard. I know it's just hair. And I didn't think I was that type of person, but apparently it means more to me than I thought. And I think a lot of it is the not knowing why I'm losing it. So yeah. Sorry. So if you can pass your prayers on, or just your well wishes, that I can find out why. I'm mentally not okay at all. I try to put on a brave face and stuff like that, and not complain to people. But, yeah, I'm mentally not okay. I'll get there, but I'm not there right now. Okay. I am sorry for that whole thing. Wasn't expecting that to come out. But I don't think I'm gonna cut it out either, because what you see is what you get with me. I wear my heart on my sleeve, which is kind of obvious, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it with that. And it's beautiful outside. I'm gonna go kick my daughter outside, make her go play, and I'm gonna go sit on the porch or on the deck and pop the umbrella out and edit this and maybe get some stitching in. Get outside for a little bit. So I gotta figure out dinner too. It's 2:00. We also need to get food. Didn't realize it was gonna take me so long. So I'm gonna go ahead and go. Hopefully I can be back in about 2 weeks, and maybe a little bit louder. I don't know if I'll be able to do it before work or so, because my daughter will be home on summer break. So I'm gonna go ahead and go. Remember, your mental health is important, and to take time for yourself each and every day, in whatever form that is. Mine is stitching, and I wake up early, a lot of times by 5:30, and do my dailies. So people wondering how I get it in, I wake up early. So but also continue to be a light to the world around you, because it's needed, and you never know when you could that light could help somebody else. So I will see you guys later.